There they are. They're all here. And I was just saying that this is a very dynamic practice, but as always, do what you can do. Practice at your own pace. If you need to rest at any time, rest. Pause if you ever need to pause. Modify if you need to modify. We are using props today. If you happen to have a couple of blocks, like 12 or 13, that'll be perfect for this practice. And a strap, a yoga strap, or a belt, or anything that might resemble a strap, like a jump rope, or even a belt that you would put around your waist. And that is it. So let us begin our power hour. Again, welcome everyone. Let's start in mountain pose. I'll be practicing along with you. So I invite you to stand in mountain pose. So your feet about hip distance apart, toes pointing forward. This is really just an initial placement of feet and leg alignment so that we can find alignment in our bodies. But if you need to change that at all, feel free to turn the feet outward or step out a little wider if you need to, just as long as you feel grounded and connected as we begin our practice. Just notice an even distribution of weight from side to side. Again, finding our center. You can close your eyes or just soften your eyes as you tune into your breathing. Just slow, steady breaths. Good. Just an opportunity to move inside of self, fully arrive in the moment, connect. While in stillness, you might even have an intention for your practice today. So if there's something that you're personally working on for yourself, you can just bring that idea and thought to your mind, to your heart. You might even be dedicating your practice to someone. That's always a nice outward expression of your practice, if you have an intention for someone else. Good. Let's take 3 more slow, deep breaths as we now prepare our bodies to move. And when you're ready, inhale and extend your arms overhead. Just treat it like a nice stretch. Reach all the way up. Then exhale, we'll fold forward. So a good hinge from your hips. Bend your knees as much as you need to. Very nice. Nice slow motion as you make your way down. You might touch your toes, but you don't have to touch your toes. Then inhale, slide your hands up your legs, perhaps to your knees, maybe your thighs, and extend your spine long and flat. Exhale, let's go back down into a forward fold. This could be a partial fold, meaning you don't have to go all the way down. Maybe your hands are just resting lightly on your shins, or if you just bent your knees a little bit more, let the back round. Just carefully roll so maybe you can touch the ground or your toes, or even bring in a block to set your fingers on. While we're here, maybe loosen up your upper body. Check in with your head and neck. Sometimes we kind of hold our heads in place. Go ahead and let it drop. And maybe give it a gentle shake. A little nodding, shaking the head. Some release, and maybe some shoulder rolls here too. Just checking in to see if there's any tension or tightness or even soreness in the upper body, your head, your neck, your shoulders, your upper back. Let's go ahead and inhale. Slide your hands back up to your knees or thighs, extending your spine so you're long and flat like a table. And we'll exhale and carefully fold back down. Just a brief pause as we get ready to transition. Okay, we're going to shift the weight back into the heels of the feet. Bend your knees like you're sitting down so your hips will drop. Look forward and extend your arms out to the side. You might resemble this shape like this, a nice long spine, arms out to the side like spreading your wings. Then we'll inhale and stand up tall. Very nice. Reaching up, another big stretch at the top. Exhale, bring your palms together and down to your heart. Wonderful. Just pause for a moment, just take a breath. Let's repeat that same sequence. We'll just flow through it. At your own pace, inhale, extend your arms into the air. And exhale, leading with your heart, fold forward, soft knees, guide your way down. Again, it could be a partial fold. Inhale, rising up halfway, long extension of spine, crown leads forward. Exhale, back down to that fold. Brief pause. Feel the weight shift back into your heels, bend your knees, look forward, spread your wings. Here we are. Inhale, now we stand. Strong legs to help you stand. Reaching high, another stretch. Exhale, palms together and down to your heart. Let's pause. Return to the awareness and feeling of your breath. We'll continue with our sun salutation. Here we go. Inhale, sweep the arms out and up. And exhale, fold forward. Again, always moving at your own pace. Modify whenever you need to. Inhale, rise up halfway. Even a little weight shift towards your toes. Feel like you're coming forward. Exhale, bend your knees enough to bring your hands to your mat so you can step back or walk back into plank pose. We'll pause here at the top of the push-up. Yes, very strong. Feel the strength in your body. We'll inhale just to feel energy lengthening. Exhale, little bend of the knees, send your hips into the air. This is a shortcut. I call it a shortcut into downward facing dog. And you can do that anytime in your practice. And so once you're in your inverted posture, you might adjust your hands on your mat, adjust your feet, settle into the pose. Now you're welcome just to hold the posture, notice the breathing, or you may add some movement. You might stretch your calves, press one heel down as the other heel lifts, and then alternate. Just feeling that stretch quality down through the backs of your legs. You might feel that a little bit more down in the calf area. With the heels lifting, maybe a stretch through your toes. You might feel that in the bottoms of your feet. And meanwhile, your hands are just pressing very strongly, very firmly into your mat. Strong, straight arms. Just do that nice little pedaling. One more time each side. Come back to neutral. Hold your down dog. We're going to continue from here. So we're going to inhale and extend your right leg up and back. Reach back energetically. It doesn't have to lift high necessarily. And then your exhale, let's guide the right foot up to the top of the mat next to a right hand. Once it's landed, turn left heel to the floor behind you and feel your body weight shift back into that foot so that foot behind you is really planted into your mat. Again, we're just taking our time with this. Rise up to fingertips so you can extend your spine. Swing your arms out to the side, so another spreading of the wings right there. And maybe noticing the action or energy in your thigh, your right leg. Inhale, let's finish to rise up into Warrior One. Big reach there, and an exhale opening to Warrior Two. Now here you might need to, make some adjustments with your feet on your mat so you have good balance. Excellent. Nice wide stance perhaps, nice opening up in the inner thighs. Take a look at your right knee and your toes. For the most part, they're pointing directly forward. Just take a look, see what's going on. Now let's take this to side angle, so follow your right hand forward. Angled upper body, rotate the arm, so right arm will come down, left arm reaching up into the air. It's a nice posture because we can go at any range. You might be low enough where you can touch the ground or a block, or you might be much higher up where I am at the moment, where my hand, even my forearm is on the inner thigh. Let's take a breath in, ready to move. We'll exhale to turn back down towards the floor, plant your hands into the mat. We'll step back into plank pose. That same shortcut to down dog, just bend your knees a little, hips into the air. There's our down dog. Make some adjustments with hands and feet. Settle in, take a breath. We're going to go right away to the other side. We'll inhale, extend left leg up into the air, reaching long and straight and strong. Exhale, left foot to the top of the mat. Once landed, take your time if you need to. Right heel shifts to the floor. Feel the body weight shift back into that foot so you have balance. Rise to fingertips so it's easy for you to extend your spine. We're staying right here at the moment, so you can take the hands out to the side. Hold. Again, just feeling the strength in this left leg. Then we'll inhale to finish, rising up tall. Reach for the ceiling there for Warrior One, and our exhale, our opening to Warrior Two. Same thing, just make your adjustments. Settling in. If your feet feel like they're too far apart, just bring them in a little closer together. Let's take our side angle, so follow your right arm forward. There you go. Rotate your arm, stay high if you want to. Go a little bit lower, only if it feels right, because it might feel different on this side. Take some breaths, this nice opening of the body, inner thighs, your heart. Here we go, breathing in. And our exhale to turn. Let's bring hands back down to the floor. We'll step back into plank pose. Here we can finish the push-up if you'd like. Chaturanga Dandasana. You can always take that shortcut, however, to down dog. Follow through if you're going all the way through the sequence. Up dog or cobra. Then exhale, nice downward facing dog. Yes, take your time with all of that. Wonderful. We're going to go to the floor, so gently bring your knees to the floor. We'll sit back into hero, really just sitting down. So just go ahead and shift to sit onto your mat. Swing the legs around to the front. Find the center of your mat so you can easily lie down on your mat. We're going to go into bridge pose. So you're going to lie down with your knees bent, feet flat on the floor. And you just pause for a moment, even completely relax for a few seconds, so you can just feel that change in the body. From that very much engaged sensation to a very relaxed feeling in the body. Maybe one more breath in and out before we re-engage. And when you're ready, taking that nice full inhale to fill up your lungs. The exhale, hollowing out the belly, engaging the belly, and then lifting your hips up off the ground. And this should take you right into bridge. Now you can just simply lift your hips just a little bit up off the floor, either using your hands to help keep them in the air, or maybe slide a couple of blocks or a stack of books maybe underneath you to sit on. There you go. If you need to make some adjustments with your feet, because that's what I need to do, I like to take my feet a little wider, which gives me a little bit more space in my hips and low back, so I can actually lift my hips a little higher with that. And then with the upper body, if it feels okay, maybe a little rocking left and right to get your shoulders underneath you and even your arms underneath you a little bit. Different hand positions, you might interlace your fingers underneath you. That kind of locks your arms in place to hold you in place. Or you might have the elbows bent with your elbows or triceps pressing down into the mat to help you lift your upper body. Take 2 more breaths so you can experience this nice opening through the whole front side. Then start wiggling your toes forward or step forward a little bit with your feet. Extend your arms into the air. We're just making space so we can come out of our back bend safely, roll your way back down to the mat. Make that connection and then draw knees to chest. If you'd like, you can actually make some circles here, a little movement before we rise up to seated. So just take a few seconds here if you'd like. And then when you're ready, start rocking forward and back, and with a good exhale, rock your way up to seated, and we'll make our way to boat pose. So you might lean back and just be sure your spine is extended. You might even start straight up and down and then lean back just to ensure, yes, that nice long spine. And then maybe walking the heels closer toward yourself if your heels happen to be on the ground. And then if you keep leaning back, your feet will just float right up off the mat. Hold on to your legs if you need to. That will keep you lifted, especially the upper body. I'd suggest even energizing your feet. You might flex your feet or point your toes, either one. Just something that's energizing, that keeps the legs strong while you're here. We'll hold for a couple more breaths, feeling this nice core engagement, strength and stability. Here we go. We're going to breathe in. Ready to move on the exhale. Crossing legs if you can, roll forward onto the hands. We'll step back into plank pose. Let's take a quick shortcut to downward facing dog. Bend the knees, hips into the air. Let's just go through this nice flow here. Inhale, extend your right leg up, reach away. Exhale, right foot to the top of the mat. Just go at your own pace. Left heel to the floor, shifting weight back. Just go ahead and rise when you're ready. Warrior 1, floating up. Our exhale right away to Warrior 2. A quick adjustment with feet and legs. Side angle, reaching out, tip it over, rotate your arms. Beautifully done. Nice. Inhale, just a nice expansion of the body right where you are. Exhale to turn to the floor, hands to the mat. Step back, plank pose. Finish the sequence if you'd like. Chaturanga. Coming down. Up dog or a cobra pose. You can always pause in these postures if you need to or like to. Exhale, downward facing dog. We'll all meet here. You can always take that shortcut. Whenever you're ready, and inhale to extend left leg up and away. Reach and nice and long. Exhale, left foot to the top of your mat. Landing, right heel to the floor behind you. Good solid ground. Rising when you're ready, and inhale to float up. Reach up. Yes, exhale, opening to warrior two. Quick adjustments. Still flowing. Side angle, reach out. Tip it over. Rotate your arms. Once you're in place, inhale, extend top to bottom. And our exhale to return to the earth. Both hands. Step back, plank. Complete the series as you'd like. Following through. Breathing all the way. Meeting together in downward facing. And just a pause right there. Then we're ready to move. Breathe in. Your exhale, walk, step, or hop. Both feet up to the top of your mat. Feet underneath you. Inhale, rise up halfway to our half forward fold or monkey pose. Exhale, fold, back down. Shifting weight into your heels. Bend your knees. Sweep your arms out. Rise up with a breath in. Reach for the sky. Exhale, hands together into your heart. Wonderful. Good. Just pause here for a moment. Gather yourself up with breath. All right, let's get into some balance. So tree pose. We'll start by shifting weight over to the right foot, so root down into the floor. I'm just going to mirror you here. Rooting into the ground, and inhale to feel length in the spine, so feel tall. Maybe an exhale to feel secure in your center. Once you've got that stability, we'll float the left foot up, flexing the foot, bent knee, of course. We'll swing the knee out to the side. We'll place the foot on the inside of the standing leg. I always go to my calf. That's where I happen to go. You can always bring your foot closer to the floor, touching the ground actually, or even up higher to inner thigh. You can even hold it there if you needed to, okay? And then inhale, maybe taking one hand or both hands if you can. Yeah, right up into the air. If you're holding on to the ankle here, you might just have one arm extended, okay? Nice. Good reaching effort in the body. Now we're going to keep the arms extended here. We're going to swing that left knee forward. Lift your knee with the flexed foot. See if the thigh is parallel to the floor. Then we're going to extend this leg. Just push through the heel. Flex your foot, and just push through the heel. It can be low. Perfectly fine if it's low. It can even be lower if it needed to be. Just straight as can be. And then just reach up a little higher, like you're reaching for the ceiling. Then slowly as you can, bring this foot back down to the mat. Rebalance on 2 feet. We'll just bring the arms down, by your side. And once we've completed there, you can shake it out, move around, feet and toes, ankles, your arms and shoulders, shaking it all out. Good job. So really 2 balancing acts right there. So we got tree pose and then that leg extension. Whenever you're ready, breaking it down, so left foot roots down into the floor, strong, lifting and lengthening through your spine, and exhale to secure it. That's our abdominal lock. Whenever you're ready, floating right foot up, flexing the foot perhaps, thighs parallel. We'll swing it open. Doesn't have to go all the way to the side, just a little opening to the corner of your room is good. And then placing the foot on the inside of the standing leg. Again, my default is there. You can be anywhere on the leg, even if you have to hold on to it. Inhale, sweep your arms into the sky. I always kind of keep my arms at a V shape. It just feels like it keeps my neck and shoulders a little bit more opened. You can certainly bring in closer. You can even bring your arms here. You can have your hands at prayer. Finding something out in front of you, maybe out and down. Maybe you're finding a little speck on the floor or carpet out in front of you, a wall out in front of you. That's just to give you something to focus on to help with your balance. Keeping your arms energized, reaching into the air. We'll swing that right knee forward. Lift your knee, flexed foot, thigh parallel. Flex the foot and then push through the heel. As low as you need it to be. Maybe you can go higher. It doesn't have to. But just extend it. And then reach up a little bit more. That's just helping you to lengthen the spine so you don't collapse into your low back. Slowly bringing foot back down to the mat. Nice, making that connection. Balance. Arms out and down. Finishing that whole sequence, letting it all go. Make sure you're breathing. Sometimes we hold our breath. We get a little tense sometimes in some postures like that. Well done. Okay, we have about 70,000 more poses to do, so we have to hurry up now. Here we go. Inhale, sweep the arms into the air. Exhale, it's swan dive forward, of course moving at your own pace. Inhale, rise up halfway. And exhale, bending so you can bring palms to your mat, step back or walk back into plank pose. Come right down if you like, Chaturanga Dandasana. Take a cobra pose or an upward facing dog for your back bend. That's an in-breath. Exhale, downward facing dog. Some adjustments, still in motion. When you're ready, inhale, extend right leg up behind you. We're going to open this up, so bend your knee so your heel comes down towards your backside and a simple lift of your knee up towards the ceiling, which creates a twist in the spine and an opening in the hips. When you inhale right there, exhale, unwind, send right foot to the top of the mat, back to our warrior one. Left heel to the floor, balanced, long spine, sweeping the arms out and up. There's our first warrior, so we can open it to our second warrior. Settle in, hold for a moment. We're going to take this to triangle pose. So you're going to straighten the right leg. Long straight line right there. You can keep the feet as they are, but if you feel like they're too far apart for this next pose, you can always shorten the stance, bring the feet a little bit closer together for triangle. Now, whenever you're ready, reaching out over that right thigh, good extension, rotate the arms. We'll hold here for several breaths. And again, your right hand might be on your leg or inner leg, anywhere alongside it. You might be closer to the floor, maybe by the ankle bone or your foot, or maybe you've got a stack of blocks to help with that too. Some good breathing, and maybe you're getting a good stretch in the hamstring. To transition, we'll start with the bending of the right knee. So a nice lunge of the right knee. Come up through the upper body, move through a warrior two. Let's reverse the warrior. So your right hand, yes, will reach into the air just to activate a nice lengthening, perhaps through the right side of your body. Inhale here. We'll exhale, windmill, hands down to the floor. Step back, plank pose. Complete your series as you'd like. Meeting together in downward facing dog. Your inhale, extending left leg into the air, bend and twist, bending the knee, heel comes down, lifting the knee a little bit. Feel that twist in the spine. It might be subtle, you might not feel it very much, but you may feel that hip opener. Breathe in. Exhale, we'll unwind, sending left foot now to the top of the mat. Right heel to the floor, shifting weight back for that balance. Extended spine, sweep the arms out and up into the air. First warrior. Exhale, warrior two. Good, love that you're taking your time with that. Let's hold our warrior two so we can arrive in this posture. Then we'll set up for triangle. So we'll lengthen the front leg. Again, if the feet feel like they're too far apart, shorten the distance if you'd like. Then start reaching out over that left leg. Rotate the arms. I'm already feeling that hamstring stretch, so I'm not going to go too much lower than this. But you're certainly welcome to go a little lower if you need a little bit or want a little bit more sensation. Good breathing, everybody. Breath is really the key, especially when we want to get into spaces in the body that may need some release. Coming out, we're going to bend the left knee first for a lunge. We have leverage to come back up and through a warrior two to reverse our warrior. Good, reaching left arm up into the air, enough where you might feel a lengthening through the left side of your body. We'll breathe in, maybe reach up a bit more. We'll exhale to windmill. Hands down to the mat, back to our plank pose, finishing your flow. Downward facing dog to finish that sequence. Hold for a moment. We're going to return to the ground, so you might kneel down, sit back, then off to the side, swing your legs around to the front. Now we're going to do a seated forward fold. This is where you might want to use a strap if you'd like to use a strap for that particular posture. So have your strap handy if you're using it, but let's start in staff pose. So long legs, straight legs if you can, flexed feet just to keep things active. So the heel is driving forward. Just like when we were lifting the leg earlier, we want to drive through the heel. Hands on the mat, by your hips. Just push into the ground just to assist your own body lifting and lengthening. Maybe roll the shoulders back for nice posturing, squeezing shoulder blades together. And maybe your next exhale, engaging your belly, navel to spine, looking directly forward. We'll take a couple of breaths here. This is our staff pose. We're preparing for our seated forward fold. If you are choosing to use a strap, you can just relax for a second so you can get the strap and wrap it around the bottoms of the feet. If you're not using a strap, you're going to inhale and extend your arms into the air. All of us breathing in, and the exhale, start to hinge forward, or a little tug of the strap if you're using it and start hinging forward, leading with your heart and chin. If your arms are still in the air, you can bring them down to your shins or knees, wherever they land on your legs, and we'll just continue this nice slow process. And inhale, again, if you're holding onto the strap, give it a little tug to help extend the spine. Exhale, pull belly in, and then another tug of the strap, very gently though, to send heart forward and downward. Pause, check in with your own body. You're continually assessing how this feels. If you feel like you've gone too far or too fast down to this fold, back it up a little bit or adjust it. Maybe bend your knees, let your back round, anything that might take some of the tension away, the bad tension away from this pose. Because there's certainly dynamic sensation in this posture. And just notice where that shows up for you, and hopefully it's beneficial to you. So we're taking our time with these leg extensions today. Wherever you are, take 3 more breaths. If your back happens to be rounded and maybe your head is dropping down or looking down, let's look forward, or just lift your head a little bit. That'll start that re-extension of spine, and we'll hinge our way back up. If you're not using a strap, reach your arms into the sky to help you lengthen, and exhale, bring your arms down by your side, okay? We're going to do another pose down here. And again, if you're using a strap, let me just quickly demo. I'm going to give you 2 demonstrations, and one is with the strap. So I'm going to wrap the strap around my right foot right there and place my left hand just slightly behind my hip, my left side here. So I'm getting nice and tall. Just the assist of the holding of the strap helps me to sit up nice and tall. That's my inhale. And as I exhale, I'm just going to lean back, but as I lean back at the leg, I'm going to lift the leg with me, okay? And I can just keep this angle, propping myself up with this hand, and maybe extending this leg or lifting this leg a little bit more. If you need to put a bend in the knee, put a bend in the knee. Okay, so that's the use of the strap if you're using the strap, or you can certainly do this with fingers looped around big toe. I'm just going to do the other side. So my right hand by my right hip on this side, good extended spine, leaning back and lifting, just leaning back. Everything's just kind of moving in as one unit. Again, if you need to, bend the knee. Alrighty? So let's go ahead and do that right side. So strap around right foot or peace fingers around big toe if you can reach. If you can't, maybe just hold on to the back side of your leg, okay? All right, I'm just going to use the strap on this side. So left hand just for a prop, basically, to help you prop up. We'll inhale to get some extension of spine. Exhale, as one unit, lean back, lift foot. Yes. Adjust this prop back here as you need it for stability. Adjust the knee if you need to bend, okay? Again, doesn't have to lift high. If you're here and you feel a stretch, you're there, okay? Maybe you've got a big toe hold. Wherever you are, just check in to see if your chin has dropped. Just lift the chin. It's just a nice proud pose. 2 more breaths. Now here's the fun part. Okay, if you're holding onto the strap, just release the strap. If you're just holding onto big toe, release big toe. So the leg stays suspended. Bring this hand to the floor to help prop you up. Okay, you probably don't feel this at all in your leg. Not at all, right? Slowly bringing the leg down. Oh boy. Yes, yes, yes. There's the ground. If you need to, soften, shake it out, give it a little rub there, a little rub down after all that, okay? So that's the little surprise there. All right, so other side whenever you're ready. Again, strap or fingers around big toe. Right hand on the mat for your prop for stability. And inhale to get that nicely extended spine. Exhale to engage center, and then that hinge effect to lift. Make some adjustments of the foot that you're holding on to, or strap, a bend of the knee, your hand on the floor, lifted chin. Breath. Yes. Wonderful. Look at that. Okay, we know what's happening next. We're going to keep that leg suspended. We're just going to release the strap. Okay. Keep that leg suspended in the air. Use your hands on the floor if you need to prop yourself up, to hold yourself up. My leg is shaking. I don't know if you can see this. Maybe your leg is shaking a little bit. Maybe you're steady and strong. Then slowly bring that leg back down to the mat and relax. Massage, shake, rub. Well done. Alrighty, before I forget, if you happen to have a couple of blocks, one is fine. If you have two blocks, place one on either side of you like this. If you only have one, just put it in front of you because I'm not sure which side we'll need it on first. So just easily accessible, okay? Let's come back to boat pose. We'll just use that as a transitional posture. So just a boat pose here. We'll inhale for a lift. Exhale to move, maybe crossing legs, hands in front. Hop or step back, plank pose. Let's just take a shortcut to down dog. Just bend your knees, hips into the air. All right, inhale, extend right leg up into the sky. Right foot right away up to the top of the mat. Warrior one. Left heel shifts or touches the ground, rising up. Warrior two. Side angle pose. Reach out, tip it over. Okay, hold for a moment. Now we're going to turn this side angle into triangle. Basically, all you're going to do is just straighten the right leg. Now your torso might need to, that's it, your torso might rise up a little bit, which is perfect and fine for this as you make that transition of straightening the right leg. So now you're in triangle pose. Keeping both legs straight. Strengthen the side bodies, your core system. You're just lifting your upper body. Just lifting upper body as if you're getting ready to do triangle. Okay, you've got it. You're just nice and tall. And then turn your right foot forward so all 10 toes are facing the same direction. Okay, so I'm going to turn and face the same way you guys are. Hopefully I don't slip on the floor. Okay, so we're going to inhale, reach out with the arms. I call this a star shape. As you exhale, pull belly in, bend the knees a little or a lot, and start to fold. And just bring your hands or fingertips down to the ground, or if you've got blocks, use blocks right there. As to your block, I had you put your block somewhere up higher though. And inhale, rise up halfway to fingertips to extend your spine. Then exhale, fold. We'll just hold here for several breaths. So again, we're pausing in these leg extension postures. So here's another one. We have a nice wide-legged forward fold. You can always adjust that as your body gets accustomed to it. Maybe you take the feet a little wider if you'd like. You might fold a little deeper. I do suggest just check in with your knees. If your knees are locked, soften the knees, a slight bend in the knees, just to protect the knees. So you're really doing muscle work, so you're not just being held by your joints. The legs can be straight, but just be careful that you're keeping a softness in the knees. Now staying low to the ground here, we're just going to walk your hands over to your right foot, turn your right foot so it's facing forward. So we're just in this deep lunge again. Rise up onto your tiptoes behind you. Now we're kind of in this runner's lunge. Now we're probably pretty centered and balanced, but we need to get the weight forward. So you're going to kind of hop or just step this left foot forward. Keep coming forward, crawling with your hands. Maybe bringing these blocks in, okay? This is where the blocks can come in handy because we're going to rise up into just a kind of a modified warrior 3. So the hands can stay on your blocks, the floor, something like this. The blocks just give you a little bit of a lift. Now, we're going to inhale and extend much more through your left foot behind you and through your upper body. As we exhale, we're going to standing splits, meaning your heart and head will start to dip downward, while your left leg, your foot, is starting to lift upward. Kind of like, I call it like you're tipping the scale. Now, you may not get to the full splits, and that's okay if you don't get into the full splits. I'm more at kind of an angled position right here, but just find those extensions through this lifted left leg, extended spine, and of course there can be a good bend in the right knee. Now we're going to put a bend in the left knee. Bend that left knee. Bring your heel towards back side. With an exhale, bring that left knee in towards your chin or chest. Let the back round. And then set the foot down next to the other. We're in a forward fold. Now, monkey pose, rise up halfway. Exhale, fold again, bringing palms to the mat. Let's step back or walk back into plank pose. Finish the sequence as you'd like. So we've got some dynamic postures going on right there. A lot of leg work, balance, leg extensions. Other side, inhale, left leg into the air, and right away with an exhale, left foot to the top of the mat, going to warrior 1, so right heel turns to the floor. Good, take your time, flowing upward, reaching into the sky, and our exhale to warrior 2. Side angle, reaching out, we'll tip it over, arrive in the pose for this nice side angle posture, a good hip opener. We're going to transition or make this a triangle pose. So really just lengthening the left leg. Your torso might rise up a little bit, and that's fine for this transition as well. Now, this next exhale, we're rising up the whole torso. It's core work to kind of tip your way up into that triangle prep position. And then you're going to turn the left foot so all 10 toes are facing the same direction into your star shape here. We're going to inhale, reach out through the fingertips, get tall, exhale, pull belly in for security, bend the knees so then you can fold. And with the knee bend right there, it just protects your back as you fold and come down. Inhale, rise up to fingertips. Nice and long through the spine, parallel to the floor, then exhale, back down we go. This is exactly the same as the other side, of course. So you might want to play with it a little bit more. Maybe you want to take the feet a little wider. You can add some other things here. You might walk your hands over to one side, one foot, do a little twist and stretch. Beautiful, yes. Get a little playful with this if you'd like. Or just holding in place right where you are and just allowing all this nice work to happen. I like the wide stance because it works more of your legs, okay? Not only the hamstrings, but of course the inner legs, inside, outside the legs, especially down by the outer ankle bone. Alrighty, coming back to center. If you've made a shift there, then take your time, start walking your hands to left foot, turning the left foot forward. That knee will bend, of course. And then rise up on your tiptoes behind you. So we're in this runner's lunge. And we're probably in this deep lunge here, but we need to get the weight forward because we're going to balance on this left foot. So you might hop forward a little bit, step the hands forward until you're really weighted into the left foot. And then you can place your hands on your blocks, stacked blocks or books. So you can balance on left foot, lifting the right leg up into the air. There you go. Yes, another prop is actually your left thigh. Some of you are doing that, placing your hands or even one hand on your thigh and the other hand maybe on the floor, just to help it balance, and it helps you to extend. If you press a hand or two hands into the thigh, you might find that you can extend your torso a little longer. Some of you are taking that classic warrior 3 by extending the arms forward or even out to the side. Let's take our standing splits. So inhale to get longer through those limbs. Exhale, tip the scale. So right leg is lifting up, heart and chin are coming down.
This is a partial pose. We don't need to get into the full posture unless you'd like to, which means you might wrap your arms, one hand and two hands wrapped around the standing leg. But today you can just use the blocks or the ground for a little extra support. Breathe in right where you are. Exhale, bend the right knee, bring it in towards your chin, let the back round. And then we'll set the foot onto the floor next to the other. Lean back into your heels, bend your knees, we're standing. Yeah, sweep the arms out, long spine, rise up, reach up, take a breath or two in this extended mountain pose, because we've been folding a long time. Reach up, even a little reach, and another reach, other side, yeah? Then arms can come down by your side. Then you can just finish any release and letting go sensation that you like. All right, great job. All right, now we're going to go back to that strap. You can relax. You can stand there or sit for a second. Let me do a quick demo on what's happening next. Okay, I'm going to place the strap underneath my right foot for a moment, and I'm just going to do a kind of a little mock flow here. So only one arm is going up into the air. Exhale, I'm just flowing down. I'm actually going to change my handle or grip on the mat, or sorry, on the strap a little lower. So I'm in a forward fold. My left hand's on the mat here. I'm going to lean over to this side. More bend in the knee, more weight into this left foot, rooting into the ground. I'm going to exhale and round my back a little bit here, hollowing out the belly to engage belly, using the floor with my fingertips in this foot, because I'm going to pick up this foot with the strap. Okay, I'm leaning a little bit too far to the left. I'm going to find my balance because I'm going to use the strength of my quad and leg to stand up. Looking forward once I'm about halfway up so I know where I'm going. This free hand is just going to come to my hip, getting tall. Yes, I'm going to extend this leg. So that's where we're headed. And then the surprise. Okay, we're going to release the strap and just suspend the leg in midair, okay? Now you can do this with the strap, okay? Or loop fingers around big toe, same thing. Lift, after all that engaging, strong quad work, to help lift and probably fall over like I'm about to, okay? Okay, so let's see if I can get this all together here. So we're going to be balancing on left foot. So place the strap underneath right foot. And just come to your mountain pose. That's if you're using a strap. Okay, so extended mountain, so one arm or both arms up into the air. We're going to exhale and fold with bent knees. You might need to change your hand grip on your strap there for a second. Okay. All right, so now we're starting to lean over to left side. Left foot, use your hand or fingertips on the floor. Now if you're not using a strap, you're just looping your peace fingers around that big toe. Okay, let the knees bend quite a bit. With an exhale, round your spine to engage the belly. Be sure there's enough weight in the left foot so you can actually lift the right foot up off the ground. That left leg is already working. All right, we're going to exhale and start to lift up off the ground. Rising up, getting tall. This free left hand, place it on your hip. Look forward. Find something to focus on out front for balance. Then start to extend the leg. It's okay if it's down here, okay, especially if you're using a strap. If you can get it up there, great. If the knee is bent, great. It's all great. Then the surprise is release the strap or release the toe. Yes, you can, hands on hips or hands in the air, whatever works. Oh boy, that quad is working. Slowly bringing that leg, down to the mat. Balance, arms down by your side. Shake it out. How'd you do? So easy, right? Okay, so we'll do about 37 more times. Okay, each side. All right, so let's get it set up for the other side. For using the strap. So underneath left foot. Mountain pose. No rush at all. Whenever you're ready, sweeping one arm or two arms up into the air. Exhale, swan dive. Adjusting your hand on your strap. Leaning into right hand and right foot to the right side, yes?
Bend in the knees. Whenever you're ready, good exhale to round spine. Pull belly button up towards spine. We want that good engagement. With another exhale, lifting left foot off the floor. That right leg is turned on. Use it. Exhale, lift, press, straightening the leg. Look forward. Maybe hand on hip, right hand on hip. Nice and tall, starting to extend leg. Low is fine. Maybe parallel to the floor, but not necessary. But focus forward. Maybe just check in with shoulders. Can you roll shoulders back? That might even help with posture. Good breath work. Balance, focus, lots of strength. And the surprise, releasing, yes? Hands on hips or maybe hands in the air. This might even help you lift. A little kick of that left leg into the sky. Slowly bring left foot back down to the mat next to the other. Arms can come down by your side. Finishing, releasing, letting it all go. All righty. Yes. All right, 36 more times, okay. All right, so let's have the strap nearby. Your blocks are ready nearby. Let's come back to mountain pose. Let's put this together. Maybe just coming back to stillness, mountain pose, hands by your side or at heart center, whatever you'd like. Just come back to breath. Even imagine this is the beginning of your practice. Coming back to breath, your personal intention. And ready to flow. Inhale, extend the arms into the air. Exhale, swan dive. Inhale, monkey pose, long flat back like a table. Exhale, bent knees, hands to the mat. Walker step back, plank pose. Come down if you'd like, chaturanga. Don't forget your variations and shortcuts that you can certainly use. Exhale, downward facing dog. Adjusting. Then inhale, extend right leg up behind you, bend and twist open. We're going to exhale to unwind it, send right foot to the top of the mat, left heel to the floor behind you, good weight shift for balance. Rise up, floating up, yes, warrior one. Exhale, warrior two. Adjusting down below, side angle, reach out, tip it over, rotate your arms. Hold for a second, just for this nice opening through the body. Triangle, so you're just straightening the right leg, yes? Feeling that. And exhale for core strength to lift torso, coming up to that star shape. Yes. So you'll turn your toes, right set of toes forward. We're going to inhale, reach out through the arms, get tall. Exhale, belly in, bend knees, fold. Beautiful. Good control. Fingertips to the ground perhaps. Inhale, re-extend spine, rise to fingertips to lengthen. Exhale, fold. We'll hold here for just several breaths, maybe 3. After your third breath, we're walking the hands to right foot. We're turning right foot forward, bending of that right knee. Rise up onto tiptoes behind you. Once you're in this runner's lunge, we're stepping forward, or shifting weight forward, I should say, so we can balance on right foot. Left leg just floats right up into the air. Remember, you've got your blocks right here to help extend, like a mock warrior 3 or a modified warrior 3. Inhale for more length, exhale, splits, standing splits. Heart and head come down, even a little bit will do. Left leg lifts, all that great leg work. Okay, it's all working. Your glutes, hamstring, calf, your toes. Keeping hands or fingertips on the ground. If they're in the air, bring them to the floor. You're going to bend the left knee. Bring the knee in towards chest. Now here's the fun part. More fun. We need to find some balance on this right foot. If you're able, you're going to take left set of fingers, your peace fingers, and loop them around the big toe. Or, if the strap is nearby, this is going to be harder to do perhaps, get that strap underneath your foot. You can even bring it to the ground. Okay? Because we're going to stand up. Same thing, strong quad of that right leg. Standing up. Right hand on hip, left leg extends forward. All right, stay right where you are. Stay right where you are. So this is what happened. If you were here, we grabbed that big toe, found some balance, and kind of brought this forward to extend. All right, let's release it so we can suspend it in midair. Maybe shoot arms up into the air or hands on hips. Keep reaching as this left foot slowly comes down next to the other. Let's keep arms in the air or sweep them into the air. Inhale, exhale, swan dive. 35 more times. Inhale, rise up halfway. Exhale, hands to the floor, walk or step, maybe hop back, plank, come right down. Beautiful, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Downward facing dog. All right, same sequence, other side. Here's our inhale, left leg into the sky. Bend and twist. Or exhale to unwind, left foot to the top of the mat. Basic flow, so warrior one. Warrior two, go at your own pace. Side angle. Holding here for a breath or two just to get the great benefits of the posture. Triangle, so we're just extending the left leg. Hold it for that hamstring stretch. Core strength with an exhale to lift your body to that star shape. Turn left foot forward. Inhale, reach out. Exhale, belly in, bend knees to fold. Couple breaths here. Beautiful. Some other postures being done, handstands, headstands, beautiful. Whenever you're ready, again, no rush. Walk your hands towards left foot. Let's turn that foot forward. Bend the left knee. Rise up onto tiptoes behind you. Here's our runner's lunge. We need to balance, so we're shifting or kind of crawling ourselves forward to balance on left foot so that right leg can float up into the air. Use those blocks as you need it. Let's get the good extension through the torso, energy through the top of your head, and energy through the tips of your toes. Inhale for length, exhale, tip it for your standing splits variation. Just the right leg as best as you can is rising up past parallel, and your upper body's dipping down past parallel, and that's plenty. A good bend to the left knee. Energy in that back leg. You might find it starts to sink, just keep kicking it up into the air. Next exhale, let's bend that right knee, bring it in towards belly or chin. Now your weight is probably forward, so we need to shift the weight so it's more in that left foot. All right, so we can go for this standing extended leg pose. Maybe grab big toe, that free big toe with the fingers, or use the strap. Your exhale, floating up, rising with that strong leg, extending the leg, even if the leg doesn't fully extend. Love the variations. Reaching. Yeah, you can go back to the pose we did much earlier in our practice where we sat down and just held onto the leg. Love that. Great option. Let's release. Sweep the arms up or hands at your hips or on the floor if you happen to be sitting on the floor. Love it. You can feel that thigh, right? Slowly bring foot to the ground. We're still in motion, everybody. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, swan dive. Monkey pose, spinal extension. Exhale, hands to the mat. Step back, plank, come down. One last chaturanga. Up dog or cobra. And downward facing dog. Hold for a moment. You're going to come back to the floor. If you want, you can exhale, hop forward, cross your legs to take a seat, or just kneel down. Find a seat in the center of your mat. If you want to use props for these remaining postures, have your blocks or the other props nearby, because we're going to lie down. Bring knees to chest. And just some movement here as it feels good. So in the next few minutes, go ahead and choose postures, movements, little sequences that you'd like to do. And I'm just going to throw out some options for you. You might just hold here and just do some nice back massaging by rocking forward and back, left and right. Or choose a hip opener.
happy baby pose, reclining cobbler's pose. You might choose another back bend if you want. You can do a leg extension, maybe one leg into the air and stretch, and then the other, or even both legs in the air. You can even do a shoulder stand. So again, I'm just throwing out some options. You don't have to do all of them at all, maybe one or two if you like, or anything that feels good to you that wasn't on that list. Whenever you feel complete, and you certainly don't have to end right away, you might want to end with a twist, taking your knees to one side, or opposite arm to the opposite side. And again, whenever you feel complete with all of your movements and spinal rotations, find a nice, comfortable ending posture. It might be Shavasana or any other restorative position. As you find your resting position, letting the whole body settle and relax, including your breath. Return to the awareness of your breath. The simple noticing that you are breathing. And with this awareness, take 5 slow breaths. As you're approaching your 5th breath, prepare your body to move. Then, taking your time, moving as slowly as you can, start to roll onto either side of your body. And from here, still moving in slow motion, guide your way up to seated. And once you're here, just feel the re-extension of your spine. You can even just allow your arms and hands to relax down in your lap or by your side, or bring hands to heart center. On your own, just take one more deep breath in with a complete breath out. Settling into this space, holding in stillness for a few more moments. And coming to the close of this portion of our journey together, we bow saying, Namaste. Namaste.